This was forbidden at 5 o'clock Tuesday morning, but allowed by noon. It was forbidden Friday at sunrise, but okay by sunset.
If it wasn't so frustrating and sad, it would have been funny.
Israel's coronavirus restrictions have become a mixed plate of rules that sometimes change by the hour. Itamar Navon says he was determined to open his restaurant Mona, even if it meant open defiance of the latest government restrictions. He wants a long-term solution, not patchwork rules and regulations.
We're businessmen. We know how to work our business. We know how to calculate our models. But we need some answers. We can't have it that the government plays with us all day. And it really feels like they're playing with us, and they're playing with each other instead of taking this crisis seriously.
The government instructed restaurants to close Tuesday morning, a decision that was reversed a few hours later in the Knesset, with some lawmakers saying data showed restaurants were not a major source of infection. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has tried to show he's in charge of leading the country through the coronavirus crisis. But in the midst of a rise in new confirmed cases, public trust in Israel's longest-serving leader has plummeted. It's been a revolving door of protests outside the Prime Minister's residence here in Jerusalem. There's the Black Flag protests against corruption, the economic protests against the government's handling of the coronavirus crisis. We've seen pro-annexation protests, anti-annexation protests. And now there's a restaurant owners' protest to express their frustration with the government's handling of all of this. Restaurant owners prepped meals from their surplus stock, food they say would have otherwise been thrown away because of the changing rules around restaurants.
The idea behind it is that because the government and the state doesn't take care of the people, then instead of us just throwing food away, we can just serve it to people who cannot afford it to themselves in this situation that we're having right now in the country.
The confusion has spread beyond the kitchen. The special Knesset committee to deal with coronavirus started with a simple goal. Let's give rules that the public is able to understand, said the committee head. But it ended up producing more confusion about what's open and with what restrictions because of major disagreements between the Knesset committee and the government. Much of the country, and beaches, gyms, pools, and more, all stuck in this limbo of limitations. Oren Lieberman, CNN, Jerusalem.